I did it! I did it. I upgraded a lot of things. So, total upgrade. All hardware. All new. It's all great. So I can record and shoot and edit and all the things so fast, so easily. That's why this one came out so quick. This week I posted 3 movies to Instagram and asked everyone which one I should review, so that was the one that came out. Let's hop into it. Starship Troopers came out in 1997, directed by Paul Verhoeven, who you might know from some other action classics out there, starring Casper Van Dien, Dina Meyer, and Denise Richards. It seems like a classic enough. It's older than 20. Starship Troopers is a really fun, really great first half of a movie. Overall, I'd have to say it came out pretty uneven, with great setup, but pretty lackluster follow-through on almost all of its promises. The first half is funny, it's very engaging with its sense of parody and just general ridiculousness.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
I mean, these ridiculous feats of athleticism. That's just like part of their game, I guess. But it does this really interesting thing where it starts to ask some deeper questions than you'd expect from a movie that's kind of that silly.
A citizen accepts personal responsibility for the safety of the body politic, defending it with his life. A civilian does not.
The exact words of the text. But do you understand it? Do you believe it?
I don't know.
By setting up the social values that these characters have, the movie starts to ask how valuable and also how dangerous that philosophy really is. And of course, none of that would matter if you didn't have a pretty awesome set of characters to go through this journey with. The characterization for this movie is pretty progressive for the most part, especially on the female characters in particular. I love the choices to have the really strong female character in Dizzy who's willing to go out and pursue what she wants no matter what. And also the choice to have Captain Ibanez choose career over romance. This is, a little more forward thinking than I was expecting, is all.
Hey, still got me to kick around.
As great as all that is, however, so there's this thing the movie does where it starts with a set of circumstances from one perspective, and then you see those same circumstances from a different perspective later on. And it really felt like, as I was watching it, I had gotten to the end of the movie when we got there. I was like, oh, this is great. This is what it all led up to. That people are gonna die and people are gonna survive and this is gonna be awesome. And then there was a whole half of a movie after that. It even goes so far as to kill the main character and then bring him back in what feels like, if it was made today, what would be a post-credit scene in a Marvel-esque sort of like, next time on Starship Troopers.
You're dead!
Killed in action!
Alas, that's not how it goes. The second half of the movie pretty much devolves into a bland space war. Everyone joins one company and goes off to war, and then they have their war times, and it's full of war, and then they war it up.
Nice moves. Where'd you learn how to do that, soldier?
Back in school, sir. Don't you remember?
And I would be a lot more satisfied with the second half of the movie if the payoff in all of the promises that it made wasn't just so disappointing. If we had, more parody or showed the downside to this hyper-fascist, xenophobic military life, that would have been so cool. Even the super progressive characterization is just abandoned in favor of just tropes. Tropes is all. You have Dizzy, who ends up being essentially a throwaway love interest in a lot of ways, which is, that was dumb.
It's alright. Because I got to have you.
I didn't, for such a strong character, it made sense, but it was also not fun. And then Captain Ibanez, not literally, she's not in a literal fridge. She gets fridged for the third act.
The situation is extremely hostile.
Which really does a disservice to both her and Rico, because she'd left him so long ago. Why is he... to use the unrequited love thing as a motivator for that, and then to keep her trapped in some unwinnable circumstances, cheap. Even the very end of the movie where the heroes win just doesn't have any sort of real negative consequences to it. No one died as a result of the whole thing that we really didn't want to see die. Well, that I... Okay, I wanted to see that guy die. He was a total dick. But no one of consequence went out. In fact, the end of the movie with the whole like propaganda film thing just makes it feel all happy-go-lucky, and combined with the lack of loss makes it just feel kind of at the end very pro xenophobic fascist ideology, instead of exploring it like it seems like they wanted to and highlight the downsides of that. I mean, even the action in the second half of the movie was like just shooting stuff. Like, you had flips and shit in the first half. Shooting stuff. Overall, I guess I'm glad I watched Starship Troopers. It was fun. Good time in general. I think it could stand... This is the kind of movie that could use a remake, because it wasn't bad.
You know, statistically speaking, you should have accidentally guessed right by now.
But it could have been so much more. And I'm a little disappointed, but...
Highly evolved insect society.
You know, it's still good. Do you like Starship Troopers more than me? I mean, I wouldn't fault you for feeling that way. Either way, leave a comment down below. Let me know what else to review as well. I'll do my part and check out those comments, figure out what, you know, what's on the list, what's up next. If you like these reviews and you want to see more, click the subscribe button to subscribe. Yes. Wow. Do stuff, make stuff, and as always, peace out.